my name is Michael. I'm a DP based in Taiwan. In this video, I want to talk about a few things around freelance, what it means and how it is to be in the mind of the film industry. And I hope that this will be of value to you, whether you are a freelancer yourself or you'd like to be a freelancer. I'm a big fan of YouTube because I enjoy long-form content. And I know the trend these days is short-form content, vertical content, and those things are fine and they're actually extremely effective marketing tools. But YouTube is something that will always be very meaningful to me because I've learned so much from YouTube and I'll continue to learn on YouTube, and I hope to give back to the YouTube community because freelancing is not easy and it's not something that you can really learn about in school. It's fascinating because when I graduated from university over 10 years ago, freelance, I believe, was an option that a lot of people would idealize and think that if you freelance, then you work for yourself, you don't work for any boss. Basically, you call all the shots. And while those statements are partially true, there's also the other side where, as opposed to, because I used to work in corporate, and working in corporate means that yes, you're working as a team in a company, whether it's a small startup of less than 10 people or if it's a big company with thousands and thousands of coworkers. Ultimately, you're working for one company. And as a freelancer, you're basically working for multiple companies. So that can actually make things more complicated in some situations. Whether you think that freelancing might be for you, that's ultimately your decision to make. But if you have any questions about freelancing, I've been doing this for almost 10 years, specifically in the film industry. So feel free to comment below, ask any questions, and I'd love to have a discussion, an open conversation in the comment section. What I've been reading and learning about recently is how complex freelancing can actually be. And recently I've been talking to one of my mentors, Kaylee, about this. And how I feel now is that being a freelancer in the film industry, film itself, it actually feels like a very small percentage of what freelancing entails. And the number that I actually told Kaylee was 5%. I feel like 5% of my work as a freelancer is actually filming. And cameras are operating the camera and experimenting with lighting and different compositions and different lenses. That is ultimately my gateway into the filmmaking world because I've always loved playing with cameras. The truth, the reality is that as a freelancer, there are so many tasks you must do to operate a successful business. The business side itself, there's so many subcategories to that, like marketing, sales, distribution, there's financial, administration, all these different categories that are all under freelance work, whether you're in the film industry or not. Right now, I currently work with an accountant, and then I just hire case by case. So, right now I'm preparing for a corporate shoot, and I'm building up a crew of 5 people, but that's just for this project. So the nature of my freelance work is usually project by project, we will be working with different people. So communication is a huge aspect, not just within filmmaking, but to operate as a freelancer. It doesn't come natural, I think, for a lot of creatives. When I was in university, I had a lot of friends who were artists, and I think artists are kind of notorious for that. They kind of live in their own world and they kind of communicate in their own ways. So I think it can be even harder for people who are in creative to understand how important communicating is. Every freelancer is going to have their peaks and valleys. Even the best of the best, you'll have to face a lot of new risks and challenges, and you'll probably reach some very dark and challenging times as well. But those are times that you learn, and you can always make the decision to pivot or to transition into something else. As a freelancer, your mind can become very unpredictable because there's so many things that you've had to balance. I'll end this video with some behind the scenes clips, and if you're curious, check out my website, and if you'd like to see more content, please subscribe and like this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.